Hi, so this is the sort of the second video on this bike. So probably had it for I think about a month now. Completed about 400 odd miles. So yeah, and one road race as well. So yeah, so a couple of points. I suppose there's not many bad points. There's a lot more good points than there is negatives. But there's some little things. Overall, absolute bargain of the century, I'd say. I think I start with the things that, you know, the negatives, or if I can be picky, the negatives. There's one or two things. So the first thing is the finishing on this hole for the cable there isn't amazing. I mean, it's not gonna, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break or anything. It's you know, there's no bare carbon there. It just looks like, I don't know, there's not enough room to put one of these grommets in at the back. I don't know if it's supposed to come with that, or they didn't put it in because it wouldn't fit. But either way, yeah, that's not ideal, I'd say, if I'm being picky. You can see it's been painted and it's, yeah, no bare carbon. So that's the first thing. And the other thing as well is the finishing on the top of the seat post is not very nice, I'd say. So this is obviously all painted, and then at the top they've taken away the painted surface along where the seat sits, across there. So yeah, and they've removed it. I mean, it's not a super neat job, but yeah, it's not a, you know, I suppose it's not thousands and thousands of pounds frame. There's nothing sort of, I suppose, functionally wrong with it. It's there, you know, it's like that for a reason. Just to make it grip a bit better, or to make it grip at all. But yeah, there's two things. I mean, that pretty much is that is the only two. They are the only 2 points that, you know, I can say stood out as little points I've picked out as negatives. Apart from that, it's been really good. Bearing in mind, I paid £4,030 for this on Wiggle with platinum discount. So crazy value for money. Bearing in mind, you've got full 12-speed Ultegra, Reynolds AR 62 and 58 at the front, and the Vision integrated cockpit, which is pretty. I think that's about £500 for that. Buy that separately. So pretty decent value for money. That. That's the sort of first positive. The other thing as well that jumped out straight away, riding the TCR, which is my race bike, or my old race bike now, was how stiff this was. And I don't know if all aero bikes are that much stiffer than normal bikes, but I just felt straight away out of the saddle, it just flew forward. I've heard that before and I thought it was a bit of a cliche, but I can so see what they mean now. There was literally no flex anywhere. Seat post is uber stiff. No flex through the back, through the rear triangle. I could sort of feel flex from the TCR, and thought, you know, that was just me being a very heavy rider. I'm 87 kilos now, so not as heavy as I was, but still quite heavy. But yeah, this really does. It's super stiff, which is great. The Garmin mount as well. If you're gonna buy one of these, don't do what I did and spend £20 and order one online, because it comes with one from the factory, which is from Wiggle or Train Reaction, or wherever you buy it from, which is pretty awesome. That's a Vision one as well. Really well made piece of kit. So yeah, comes with that, and you can change positions there as well. So yeah, that's nice that they included that one. Wheels as well, which I'm guessing contribute to how stiff the bike feels. I've got good carbon wheels on my Giant, which I've had rim brake. That's a rim brake bike, and I've had, you know, a couple of good sets, and these are markedly stiffer. Really strong feeling wheels. Really impressed with them. And again, the fact that the £1,300 wheel set has come with this bike for the price is pretty awesome. I have no issues with the brake rub, and then yeah, that's front or rear. And I thought, yeah, quite impressed with how stiff the bike is. Tyres that it came with, you know, they're not bad. I've put them on my training bike. The Giant is now my training bike. I just wanted to put these more warm tyres on, I guess, just because I'm used to them. For, you know, the couple of races that I had left for this season, I just wanted to put these on. And yeah, the tyres that came on the Michelin tubeless that came with the bike were fine. They felt a little bit, you know, they were a little bit heavier and felt stickier than these, but they're still, I'd say they're still good for what you're getting, for what you're playing. And then those tyres and these tyres on these wheels fit tubeless setups. So easy. Yeah, pumped up in seconds with a track pump, no problems whatsoever. So really easy tubeless setup as well. The quality of the paint, I think the actual paint work is really good. It's a sort of a flip green blue type paint. You can't really get the green out here, but really good quality, and there's like a metallic fleck in there as well. And these decals here, these are all obviously under the surface and painted in. No stickers at all. That's underneath the top coat. Really nicely sort of finished paint wise. No problems at all. I've been really, you know, I've looked all over the bike. I've looked around here, which I've heard a couple of people have had problems with a crack. Might have just been a one-off, but yeah, no issues whatsoever with you know, the paint or any imperfections. Yeah, couldn't really ask for more, I think, in terms of that. So yeah, I'd say bargain of the century. I think I was going to buy a Canyon, and I was also looking at a Scott Foil. I think it was an RC30. They were, I think they're about £6,500. So yeah, crazy amount more than this bike. Yeah, and I don't think I'd see much of a difference, to be fair. Wheels as well. Wheels are no problems with them being out of true, or no issues with them. In the time I've been riding it, I've been for a few potholes as well. Yeah, but yeah, great bit of kit, and the weight for a large. This is a large without bottles and bottle cages and pedals. Was 8.06 kilos, which I'd say is pretty good. And these wheels aren't that light either. I think they're 1,750 grams. So yeah, I will have a few more shots of the underneath of the bike now, and we can have a look at closer the paintwork.